The ocean stretched endlessly in all directions, a vast expanse of deep blue beneath a sky just as empty. The waves rocked the small wooden raft, its planks barely holding together. On it lay a golden retriever, soaked, shivering, and exhausted. The dog's name was Lucky. No one knew how long he had been floating. His fur was matted with salt, his paws cracked from gripping the rough wood. His ears twitched at every sound, but there was nothing except the endless whisper of the sea. Lucky had once belonged to a fisherman named Ben. They had been inseparable, sailing together every morning before sunrise. But one stormy night, a rogue wave had struck their boat. Lucky had been thrown into the chaos, and when he resurfaced, Ben was gone. Now he drifted alone. Lucky's stomach growled. He hadn't eaten in days. His throat burned from the salt water, and exhaustion clawed at his muscles. As he lay on the raft, something stirred beneath him. A dark shadow, massive and slow, moved through the water. Lucky's ears perked up. His instinct screamed at him, danger. The shadow circled the raft. A dorsal fin broke the surface. Lucky whimpered, pressing himself against the center of the raft. Then in the distance, a sound, a deep, rumbling horn. Lucky's head snapped up, his eyes widened. A boat. The Coast Guard vessel cut through the waves, approaching fast. A man on deck lifted binoculars and spotted the small raft. "There's something on that raft," he shouted. Lucky barked, weak but desperate. He tried to stand, but his legs wobbled. The raft groaned under his weight, tilting slightly. The shadow below stirred again, moving closer. The Coast Guard crew acted quickly. A rescuer leaned over the side, throwing a rope into the water. "Come on, buddy. We got you." Lucky hesitated. The water around him rippled. He knew he had one chance. With every ounce of strength he had left, he leaped. For a moment, time seemed to slow. The raft tipped just as his paws left the wood, and beneath him, the shadow lunged just a second too late. Strong arms caught him. Wrapped in a warm blanket, Lucky lay on the deck of the Coast Guard boat, his tail wagging weakly. The crew smiled, scratching his ears. A rescuer checked his collar. The name tag, rusted but legible, read, Lucky. One of the officers chuckled. "Yeah, I'd say that name fits." As the boat turned toward shore, Lucky lifted his head, gazing back at the sea one last time. Somewhere out there, he knew Ben was still waiting for him. And Lucky had never given up on his best friend before. Epilogue 2 weeks later, a fisherman was rescued off the coast, half drowned but alive. His name? Ben Carter. And the first thing he asked when he woke up? "Where's my dog?"